Hey everyone, welcome back to Redbanditracing. In this video, we're going to do a repair video on the E-Revo 2.0 VXL brushless. We did end up breaking the rocker arm at the point where it connects to the shock end. So we're going to be getting that replaced, and I've been told that that's a really rare break, and I haven't really seen any videos on it on YouTube at all. So I guess we'll be the first ones to do it. It's a pretty easy repair. All you're going to need is the following parts. Depends on how you broke it. You're most likely only going to need the 5358 rocker arms, which is what we got. But our rocker arm stud also kind of broke a little bit towards the end. It frilled up right here, so the bearing no longer fits. So I had to get one of those, and the bearing was okay, but we also just wanted to make sure everything was going to be good for it, so we got the 5116 bearing. Rocker arm stud is 5354. As you see, it broke right towards the shock end. And I've been told it's more likely and more common that the shock breaks than the rocker arm. So I guess I just got really unlucky. I think this is actually the first actual broken part we had on the E-Revo that is linked to the suspension. When I mean by suspension, I mean the push rods, the shocks itself. It's anything that is involved in the actual suspension. We haven't broken any part. We did bend this push rod, but that is it, and it still works. Yeah, this rocker arm is actually the first suspension broken part, which is actually really surprising. The E-Revo is a lot more durable than a lot of people say. This is going to be a pretty quick repair. It's not too much. So one thing I do want to point out is these little red cups in the 5358 package. And as you see, I don't have any of these on my car, and this is a completely stock E-Revo. I haven't changed these out yet. So I don't have those. My guess is this is an older package from the original E-Revo before the 2.0, and they just never changed it because they used the same part, but they just took out the cups. Or maybe this is for the Revo. I don't know if I don't think the Revo uses cups either, but I'm just gonna try to ignore those. I'm not gonna try to put them in unless I see an opportunity where I can, because honestly, I don't think I need them considering they aren't on the original. All right, let's get right into the repair. So one more thing I want to mention real quick. This is the instruction package to the 5358. It does say Revo. So I think this package was made for the Revo, and that's why these red cups are on here. So if you're doing this repair on the E-Revo, you don't need them. If you are doing this in the Revo, you might need them. I'm not completely sure. All right, so the first thing you want to do is you just want to mirror the rocker arm that's on there. As you see, the flat side is facing towards the inside. So that's how you're gonna build this. You want the flat side facing the inside of the car. Obviously, if you line these up, the pegs are gonna line themselves up for you. All you have to do is click them together. So you know how it's gonna work. Next, you get your bearing, and the bearing is gonna sit on the top, not the bottom. So if you're lining up the inside and the front, the bearing is gonna go on that top part. The rocker arm stud, the peg is gonna go through the bottom so it can sit on that bearing. So this is really straightforward. It's pretty much just connecting puzzle pieces. The only hard part is trying to get it all onto the car, because you can't build the entire rocker arm then throw it on. I think I might take off this shock because it's gonna be a little bit hard to squeeze on since the rocker arm stud has to fit right at the bottom of it. Not a lot of room to maneuver to get all this hooked up. All right, so we're going to click these together. We're going to sit that bearing in, that 5116 bearing. This bearing does not go down really easy. As you see, I currently don't have mine flush with the rocker arm. We're going to use a nut drive just because it's flat and leveled to try to squeeze that in. It's not working. There we go. You want to make sure that bearing is seated all the way in. Once you got that bearing in, you kind of have to go out of order. You need the rocker arm stud to be in the car first. It has to be the first thing that goes onto the car. I'm going to try to do this without taking off the shocks, so you guys can see what I'm doing. All right, so I just threw off my front bumper real quick so you guys can see better. The rocker arm stud hole is right here, and you want to put this in first just because this top screw screws on top. And that means once you screw this in as a hole, you can no longer tighten it down, because you're just going to be over tightening this screw and damaging the stud. And you have to tighten it down with this. This works just because it's a lot deeper than the normal wheel nut drivers we use. and allows us to actually tighten it. If you guys don't have one, I believe you can use a wrench. You might just need to take off some additional things so you can have some room to actually rotate the wrench. Let's get this seated in. Once that is secure, we are going to get our rocker arms on there. You want to hook it to the bearing like I said. You want to mirror this. You want your flat side always on the inside. Yeah, so you don't have to take off these shocks. Let's get all of our screws lined up before we tighten anything. I'll lift our tire. The only thing I don't like about the stand is you have to lift up the tire when you're doing anything that involves suspension. It kind of takes a little bit more time. We're gonna have to tighten this down real quick because the rocker arms actually just disconnected. See if we can get them to click back in together. Hopefully tightening down this screw onto the shock will actually get it to click all back together. There we go. Now we're gonna get our push rod in. This one's gonna probably take the most amount of time to line up just because my tire is not on the ground. There we go. Let's see how, I'm just gonna make sure nothing's binding, everything's good. Yeah, that's good. So I have a question for you guys in the comments. Is it only me, or does every E-Revo seem to rebound more in the back? See, the back seems to always go right back up to where it started. The front will kind of stay down. I don't know if that was a design or maybe it's based off weight distribution, but I feel like the rear has more weight. But it's always been like that for me, especially when we first got the E-Revo. The E-Revo was actually rotated downwards. The back end was actually taller than the front when I got it out of the box, which was kind of confusing because majority of cars are either leveled or more in the front. But either way, the suspension's great on the car. And I still think the E-Revo has the best suspension of any non-crawler Traxxas sells. Yeah, so that will do it. Everything is hooked up nice. I only replaced this side because this side seems fine. I might check the bearing, but I don't think there's anything wrong. The E-Revo has been doing really good recently, not many broken parts. The only thing we're going to be looking to replace soon is this pusher. We're going to get red anodized in the front like we do in the rear. Alright, so that'll do it for today's video. If you guys like this video, make sure to like and subscribe. There's going to be a lot of big videos coming up in the next few weeks, so make sure to stay subscribed and turn on the notification bell to not miss it. If you guys haven't heard, we did start a Patreon, so if you guys want to support us and support the channel, you guys can purchase a membership on the Patreon. You guys don't have to, but it does help us and also gives more back to you guys because we do raffles, and the more subscribers we get on that Patreon, the more and the bigger stuff we can give back to you guys. So yes, if you guys like this video, make sure to like and subscribe. See you guys in the next video.